Welcome to Selhurst Park, the home of Premier League side Crystal Palace for this summer's Play with a Legend tournament event. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for everyday people like you and me to play the nation's favourite game alongside our footballing heroes of yesteryear on the hallowed Selhurst turf. Today's Palace legends leading the teams out with over 750 Eagles appearances between them are Clinton Morrison, Darren, Ambrose and Julian Speroni. They'll be captaining the side in London. Capital resident Jamie O'Hara is also making a cameo appearance. Kicking us off then is Team Morrison in the red versus Julian Speroni's side in the yellow strip in this summer's Play with a Legend tournament event at Selhurst Park. Chance for the yellows from the corner. It's a good delivery towards the edge of the box. A free header towards goal. Marsh was scrambling across. The header was well wide in the end. Lavery. Around the corner it goes. Towards Corey King. That's Burgess who's continued his run here. Pulls it back towards Corey King. Sends it wide. What a well-worked move from the Reds. The best they've put together. Either side have put together, in fact. But for now, it remains 0-0. Morrison, meanwhile, slips it through towards Corey King, who's in on goal. Corey King past one and denied by Speroni. Couldn't find the way past the Crystal Palace legend, Julian Speroni. Sexton beaten to it by King, who can turn on the afterburners down the right flank. Still Corey King, and still Corey King. What a solitary goal this could be for Corey King. Denied by Speroni. It's Phil Gray. Burgess onto the right foot. Burgess sends it high into the Selhurst Park stand, but Corey King, hands on head, so unlucky. But when you've got a first-class Premier League goalkeeper in your way like Julian Speroni, it's going to take something special to beat him. 0-0 in the opening Play with the Legends tournament fixture of the event. Very curious game between two very well-matched sides, but Burgess looking to change that, slotting through towards Corey King. Works onto his left foot. King this time buries the chance and beats Julian Speroni. Finally, Corey King gets the better of the Crystal Palace legend and breaks the deadlock about 5 minutes from time. Burgess broke through the midfield, found King, who span his man brilliantly, and then thundered it into the bottom corner with his left foot across Speroni. This time, no chance for the Crystal Palace goalkeeper, and Team Morrison lead by a goal to 0. There's the penalty area, headed towards goal. Marsh wasn't sure, opted to let it go, and luckily for him, it was the right side of the post for his point of view. Burgess rise the challenge, bearing down on goal. Dale Burgess makes it 2, buries the hatchet. There's the nail in the coffin, and it's he makes sure that it's a 100% start for Team Morrison, and the perfect start to this tournament from their point of view. Surely that seals the deal for Clinton Morrison's men in red. They lead by 2-0 now. And there is the full-time whistle. Dale Burgess' goal was the last act of this first fixture. Corey King drilling in the penalty area 5 minutes from time, and then Dale Burgess out of the second to take the victory for Team Morrison. Following Team Morrison's opener with Julian Speroni's side, it's now time for Darren Ambrose to take on Team Play with a Legend in the second tournament game of the event. This is Play with a Legend's 6th event here at Selhurst Park, and it's already got off to an incredible start. We've had some really well put together stuff already and a couple of fine goals. Can Team Ambrose and Team Play with a Legend, featuring a cameo appearance from Jamie O'Hara making the journey from his former Tottenham Hotspur home just down the road, can they carry the baton in the second fixture? Let's find out. The Whites are giving it straight back to Darren Ambrose's men in black, and Darren Ambrose tries a pop shot from distance, well watched and saved by Matty Lawless. Ambrose, who's made over 110 appearances for Crystal Palace here at Selhurst Park. Ambrose slides it through towards Chant. Great vision from the former Crystal Palace man. Now Chant bearing down on goal on the left-hand side. Hits the inside of the post. Might come back for Chant. Still with Chant. And they can't get an effort away at goal. It was Roy Baker looking to get it out of his feet. And now Darren Ambrose into the penalty area. And still it won't go in for the men in black. And Darren Ambrose persevering, but can't create anything at the second attempt for his side, so it remains 0-0. Now here's O'Hara, skips away from one. That's another obstacle, but he rides that one as well. Jamie O'Hara bearing down edge of the penalty area, pulls the trigger, and it's in. It's squirmed through the goalkeeper, Sam Ward. And Team Play with a Legend take the lead through Jamie O'Hara with a thunderous effort that was too hot to handle for Sam Ward. And O'Hara shows the travelling faithful exactly what he thinks of their chants and jubes. But Jamie O'Hara has given Team Play with Legend the lead. Robinson. O'Hara picks up in the midfield after a misplaced pass, and it's driven towards goal and driven in. What a sensational finish from Dan Cox from the edge of the penalty area to double Team Play with Legends lead. Span towards goal, picked his spot and dispatched it to perfection. Jamie O'Hara instrumental again. Lovely ball to find Dan Cox, and he did the rest. One touch out of his feet and another to dispatch it perfectly into the back of the net. Here's O'Hara. O'Hara looking for the audacious attempt to catch out Sam Ward, who had to be careful backpedaling. O'Hara just seeing Sam Ward creep a fraction off his line, looking to take full advantage. And it goes for the Whites, comes all the way through and ricochets off of the man in the middle, and now Darren Ambrose can turn on the afterburners and drive over the halfway line. Ambrose, he's got two men up with him. Darren Ambrose goes alone, denied by Matty Lawless, one of the most unorthodox saves you'll see. But he kept the ball out of the nets and was fortuitous to see it ricochet off the post as well. Got anything he could behind it. Got down well, ricocheted back off the post and into Matty Lawless's grateful hands to deny Darren Ambrose. Oh, but it's given away. And it's looking to take full advantage is Dominic Bates, and he does so. Terrific goal to finish the game off from Dominic Bates. Given away by the Blacks on the back line. And Dominic Bates taking full advantage. Clinical, pinpoint and well measured. And it's a goal of class to finish the game off. And there is the full-time whistle. Dominic Bates's 45-yard effort rounds off proceedings here in the second Play with Legend game of the summer tournament. Team Play with Legend 3, Team Ambrose 0. Well, following their victory in the opening game of the event, Team Morrison's men will be looking to make it 2 from 2 against Darren Ambrose's side, who are still licking their wounds following a 3-0 defeat to Team Play with a Legend in their previous fixture. We've already had 5 goals in this tournament, and this game feels like it won't disappoint. Let's see how they get on. Sosa, Morrison, just to slip it through for Dale Burgess. Burgess onto the right foot. Dale Burgess makes no mistake in front of goal and gives Team Morrison's men the lead. Well, they've dominated the early proceedings. Great work, great build-up work. Morrison laying off to Dale Burgess' right-hand side, and he did the rest, driving towards the byline, skipping inside on his right foot, And he was given the time and space to pick his spot, and there was absolutely nothing Sam Ward could do with the venomous strike into the back of the net. And so it's Team Morrison who lead by 1-0 and look to extend their 100% record at the beginning of this competition. Loose pass, but it's helped on, and now Burgess can skip away from Beck down the left-hand side. Halted up in his tracks momentarily, but Dowie can keep the ball going. Now here's Corey King looking to barge his way through, and King has done just that. Round the goalkeeper, sensational goal from Corey King. A solitary effort and a sensational one at that. Corey King picked up the ball on the halfway line, turned on the afterburners, and he wasn't going to stop there. Just barged his way through, had all the composure to feint one way, go the other, and finish into the empty net. Electrifying pace from Corey King, and he doubles Team Morrison's advantage in a flash. They lead by 2-0. Chant can't find a way past Dowie. Lavery, great pass in towards Burgess. Clinton Morrison now feeding it through towards Corey King. Has he got the legs? He has. Has he got the finish? You bet he has as well. Corey King, 2 goals for him, 3 for Team Morrison, and he's proving too hot to handle indeed for the Team Ambrose back line. And Team Morrison are running away with this one now as we just reach the halfway point in this fixture, and Corey King has 2 goals as Morrison's side lead by 3-0. Burgess kills the ball in the air. Ambrose with an audacious attempt, not too far away, just couldn't keep it down. It's set up for him, Darren Ambrose, couldn't resist. We've seen him score some screamers down the air, and he wasn't too far away from scoring another one at Selhurst Park. Beck robbed the possession by Corey King, who escapes the clutches of Beck. King now bearing down in the penalty area, squares the cross for Phil Gray. Hits the post, can you believe it? Gray, it still won't go in. Here's King, desperate to set up Gray, and finally he gets his goal at Selhurst Park and lets out an almighty cheer of relief and look to the skies. This is what it's all about, this Play with a Legend Tournaments event. Making dreams come true. Well, he thought it wasn't going to be his day when Corey King presented the opportunity on a plate for Phil Gray, and all he could do was clatter the post. But credit to Corey King, had the chance to put the ball in himself, but stopped it on the goal line and rolled it back to Phil Gray to smash home. And he'll remember that for the rest of his life. Here is Phil Gray. Morrison sends it long towards Burgess, who's onside. Clean through Burgess to make it 5. No mistake. Rolls it into the bottom corner. Game, set and match. Team Morrison. And Dale Burgess grabs his brace to make sure. An almightily dominating performance from Clinton Morrison's men. Morrison threads it through for Burgess, who's on a hat-trick. Dale Burgess round the goalkeeper and squares it to Martin King, who makes it 6. No mistake into the bottom corner. And that's the final act of the game, the nail in the coffin. So Team Morrison have hit Team Ambrose for 6 here at Selhurst Park. Dale Burgess and Corey King grabbing braces. Phil Gray fulfilling his dream on the Selhurst Park turf. And then Martin King getting in on the act at the end as well. They've absolutely demolished Team Ambrose here. Team Morrison winning this game by 6-0. Next up is Team Play with a Legend up against Julian Speroni's men in yellow. Speroni's side lost out in their first game against Clinton Morrison's Reds, with the legendary Palace goalkeeper having to pick the ball out of his net on 2 occasions. Alternatively, Team Play with a Legend came out victors against Darren Ambrose's men, so they're looking to make it 2 from 2 in the 4th game of this Play with a Legend tournament event. So Speroni's men restart play with the throw in from their right back position. And Team Play with a Legend with it in midfield. And now it's Callum Watson who can break down the left-hand side, edge of the penalty area, looking to dink the goalkeeper, and it's all the way through, and it's in! It's spilled by Matty Lawless, who couldn't keep the effort out, and it's a lovely, cheeky chip from Callum Watson early on in this game to give Team Speroni the lead. Sensational stuff here at Selhurst Park. Spins away well, but the Whites have played themselves into a bit of trouble here. Mortimer on towards Baker, wants it on his right foot, gets it on his right foot, and it's ricochets up and over the crossbar. Peter Baker, so close to making it 2 for the Yellows, worked it really well. They just robbed the Whites of possession on their own back line. Checks back onto his right foot, just looked to bend it into that top left corner. Just took a nick on its bar on the way over. Is O'Hara now looking to make something happen for his side. Frost, it's a useful ball towards him, and he's got there first. Frost, let's take on the right hand side of the penalty area, and it's in toward Dominic Bates. Fantastic save from Julian Speroni, displaying all those years of class here at Selhurst Park. Over 400 appearances for the Eagles, and at 43 years old he's still as agile, as sprightly as ever. Julian Speroni. Here's O'Hara meanwhile. Fires the ball through. What a useful ball that is for Bacon. It's Jake Bacon against Julian Speroni. Puts it into the path of Bates, is it, who misses the target. A gilt-edged opportunity for Dominic Bates, but he can't make the Yellows pay. Unbelievable. Lovely ball through by McDonough, but equally brilliant reading of the game by Matty Lawless. And McDonough needs to be careful here in his defensive duties. Here's O'Hara. Lovely step over. Jamie O'Hara still going into the penalty area. Was he brought down on the edge? What's the referee going to do here? Big moment in the game, this. And he says he got the ball. Well, if VAR was available, I think we'll be going to St George's Park, because very much a dubious decision up for debate. And O'Hara still complaining as to why a spot kick wasn't given. Everyone needs to be up here for the Whites. Eskenazi. And it goes to the danger area. And it's in, is it? It is! It's Max Goodbourne, the last gasp equaliser. He can't believe it. The Yellows can't believe it as they sink to the turf. So much robust defending, showing so much character, and it's literally the last kick of the game. Max Goodbourne steals a point for the Whites while they were knocking on the door, and finally the Yellows buckle. So then finishes in the 4th game here at Selhurst Park. Play with a Legend 1, Team Speroni 1. Well, after hitting Darren Ambrose's side for 6 in their previous fixture, Team Morrison now turn their attention to Team Play with a Legend in the penultimate game of the 6th Play with a Legend tournament event here at Selhurst Park. We've seen everything so far this time around. Goals, tackles, dramatic saves. But we've still got another hour of action to come before the final whistle in these final 2 games. Adam Marsh with the goal kick, brought down by Jamie O'Hara. Looks for the flip-flap and executes it perfectly against Sosa. Jamie O'Hara on the right foot, deflected, and Adam Marsh had to react as it deflected off of Dom Bates, I think, was the man in the middle. But Jamie O'Hara just pulling the strings in centre midfield for Team Play with a Legend. There's Frost beaten in the air by Burgess. Now Clinton Morrison on towards Dale Burgess. Onto the right foot. Burgess! Brilliant save, but it's turned in by Corey King. So unlucky from Matty Lawless. He made the point-blank save against Burgess, but Corey King was on hand to pick up the scraps. So it's Team Play with a Legend 0, Team Morrison 1, and they're well on their way to their 100% record in this tournament. And Corey King is scoring for fun at Selhurst Park. 1-0 to Team Morrison. It's struck by Burgess. It's brilliant from Dale Burgess. Pinpoint, an absolute peach from Dale Burgess. No chance for Matty Lawless. And his terrific goal scoring run continues as well. Right in the corner. Lawless stretching, couldn't get anywhere near it. And Team Morrison's advantage stretches to 2. Is Clinton Morrison turning on the afterburners down the left-hand side, dusting off the cobwebs. Morrison back to Burgess, who picks his spot onto the left foot. Burgess onto the right foot. Dale Burgess is absolutely sensational. Dale Burgess, a foot like glue to the ball. Back onto the right foot, back onto the left, then onto the right before finishing. But it was all made by that man, Clinton Morrison, winding back the years, driving down the left flank, leaving the whites in his wake before setting up Dale Burgess, who did the rest. Clinton Morrison sends it long over the top. The Reds are lining up, and one of them is Burgess. Square ball to Dowie, who makes no mistake. Into the top corner. He's got his Selhurst Park goal. And you can see he's absolutely buzzing with it. Burgess again unselfish. Squared across goal. Dowie just needed a touch to set himself before firing home. And Team Morrison extend their advantage now 4 to the good. Tied in knots by Burgess. Now, here's King, found brilliantly by Burgess. King, still with King. And very unselfishly helps it on to Phil Gray. And again, see how much it means to him. Scoring at Selhurst Park. The unselfishness once again of Corey King. Did all the hard work and then put it on a plate for the number 9, who registers his second goal of the tournament. Easy as you like, just tapping in on the line. But it means so much to him. And that's what this Play with a Legend tournament event is all about. Trying to prod it through, cut out by Clinton Morrison. And there is the full-time whistle, and it's 3 from 3, a clean sweep for Team Morrison. Another demolition job on their hands. 5-0 victors they are over Team Play with a Legend. And Corey King and Dale Burgess just proving too hot to handle once again. So in the penultimate game of this Play with a Legend tournament event, it's Team Morrison who have come away with their 3rd victory of the tournament, winning this time by 5-0. So then here we are, we've arrived at the final game of the 2022 Play with a Legend tournament event here at Selhurst Park, and what an event it's been. 17 goals in all so far and a bag full of opportunities at all ends. But it all ends here with Team Ambrose taking on Julian Speroni's men, with the former Crystal Palace goalkeeper testing his outfield ability in the middle of the park over the next half an hour. Speroni back to Holtquist. Speroni once again. Watson driving down the right-hand side through the gap. Digs that across into the centre. The goalkeeper's got a hand on it. And will it be turned in? It will! And it looks like it's Fergus Regan who's got the goal at Selhurst Park in the final game of this Play with a Legend event. And just look what it means to him. Absolutely buzzing to score at Selhurst Park. And that's what it's all about here at Play with a Legend. There was a bit of a scramble in the penalty area, but I'm sure Fergus won't care how it's gone in. In comes the corner kick. Into the air by Kiff. Big shot from the goalkeeper. Wasn't left for him though. There's Baker. Couldn't get his shot away. And now the Blacks can maybe mount a counter-attack with Wakefield. Here's Letang. Wide it goes. They're all onside here. And it's Roy Baker bearing down on goal and slots it home for the equaliser. An electrifying counter-attack from Darren Ambrose's men in black brings them back on level terms. Ambrose's men won. Team Speroni won. all square here in the final Play with a Legend tournament event. And Roy Baker, as clinical as you like. Free kick then. Looks like Charlie Kift is standing over this to strike with Julian Speroni. So it will be Speroni to hit it. Got it up and over the wall and not too far away from the top corner. I'll tell you what, why wasn't this man playing outfield for 15 years for Crystal Palace? Unbelievable. Speroni helps it over the top. Awkward bounce, might drop for Mortimer on the left foot. Lovely finish by Daniel Mortimer. Well, there's a bit of a miscommunication in the Team Ambrose back line. An awkward bounce to deal with, but Daniel Mortimer took full advantage, working it onto the weaker left foot, but dispatched it into the bottom corner to restore Team Speroni's lead. They lead by 2-1. Good feet from the goalkeeper. Brilliant feet from Speroni. Aims the pass well to Burrell. Inside to Theophanous. Now Speroni trying to work the shot. So they clips it out wide for Holtquist. Onto the left foot. Now Watson checks back onto the right peg and goes for the corner and finds it. Squirms past Sam Ward. And Callum Watson picks up his second goal of the tournament, arrowing it into the bottom corner with just enough curl to take it past the despairing dive of Sam Ward, who I think was unsighted. But 3-1 Team Speroni lead now in this final Play with a Legend tournament event game. Here's Ambrose meanwhile. Dispossesses the centre-back. Darren Ambrose. Oh, he's missed. A gilt-edged opportunity for Darren Ambrose. Unbelievable. There's a collector's item for you. Darren Ambrose, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, clean through on goal. And the former Crystal Palace man couldn't even find the target. Unbelievable. And there is the full-time whistle, and the full-time whistle on the whole event here, which Team Morrison have taken the title in. Certainly, there was drama, there was goals, firm tackles, memories that they'll never forget. It's been another great event here at this Play with a Legend tournament event here at Selhurst Park.